poop this morning was straight liquid diarrhea.
Rocketing diarrhea.
She's a fake carnivore diet.
Oh boy, here we go again. Another carnivore dieting disaster. So I came across this video the other day by Sv3rige. Normally he reviews vegan videos, but in this video he does a review of this girl's steak and butter gal, and awkwardly enough, I kind of agree with him, sort of. I mean, this is Sv3rige we're talking about, but anyways.
This is one of her what I eat in a day videos. Rubbish.
Yeah, he's right. It's rubbish. And it's also just pure solidified breast milk. I mean, these people love to claim that milk and dairy products are somehow natural and part of our species-specific diet. No. How many people do you see walking into a field and then sucking directly on a cow's udder? You don't.
Hey carnivores, welcome back.
Shut the fuck up. You have nothing to do with carnivores.
Newsflash, neither of you are carnivores. Last time I checked, you don't have long, sharp teeth, claws, and we have a very long digestive system that is not meant for digesting meat. I know nature, though, isn't really that much of an argument, but when it comes to Sv3rige and these types of people, you do have to kind of stoop to that level.
They eat raw organs, drink blood, and so on. You follow a trend, and so do your viewers.
To the channel, it's me, Bella the Steak and Butter Gang. Butter Gang? Bella the Steak and Butter Gal. Clearly, I'm a little bit hangry. I think I'm fasted now 26 hours, but I just...
Wow. It's even worse than I thought. For a girl to starve herself for 26 hours, you have to be self-destructive. You completely want to destroy your hormonal levels. It's just so dumb. She also looks quite thin.
There is some debate about whether fasting is good for you or not. There have been small-scale studies comparing men and women and the benefits and drawbacks of fasting. Women saw no change in insulin sensitivity, and their glucose tolerance actually declined. Therefore, fasting may be less effective in women for weight loss and blood sugar management than men. Intermittent fasting may also affect a woman's menstrual cycle, as the female reproductive system is sensitive to calorie restriction. That's because fasting for long periods of time can affect the hypothalamus, or the part of the brain that regulates hormones like estrogen that are crucial to menstruation. So far, research has found that restricting calories in general can also lead to progesterone levels, which reduces the chances of ovulation. That's why women who practice intermittent fasting should ensure that they have a balanced diet with enough energy to support their needs. To play it safe, women should try a fasting window no longer than 12 to 14 hours. And of course, you should avoid intermittent fasting if you are underweight.
I'm planning to do dairy-free carnivore starting from January 1st to January 30th. So it's going to be like my New Year's resolution challenge for myself. It's like a mini detox, 30-day detox from all of that addicting cheese, all of that salt in the cheese, and just all of the amounts of carbs. Although they're minimal, they do add up, especially if you're munching on cheese late at night.
Yes, the salt is a problem, but you could easily also get, maybe not easily, but you definitely can get unsalted cheese. Yeah, even raw. But to count carbs when there's 0 point something in some cheeses, that's a religion.
Diet trends come and go. We currently have landed into this narrative where carbs are so terrible that we think fruit is bad for us and even count their carbohydrate content.
It's the devil? Everything is the devil to you, mama!
I'm going to be documenting my dairy-free carnivore detox challenge to myself. Well, it's starting today. So, starting today until January 30th, if you're in with this challenge to do dairy-free with me, comment down below. I will be dairy-free.
Stop doing diets, stop doing challenges, wake up, eat your natural diet, just stop this nonsense.
Until January 30th, with Bella the Steak and Butter Gal. This is very unusual because the beef is a little less and the butter
it looks kind of brown. Usually it just turns gray when you cook it. It turns also dry, of course, and you lose the nutrients. So what is better? What looks better? What is more appetizing, more appealing to your natural senses?
The biggest question is, what am I going to eat tonight to prevent myself from feeling even sicker, more nauseated, and sweatier? I currently still feel that meat aversion. Specifically beef aversion. Honestly, anything beef, I just don't want to eat. I'm thinking about ribeyes right now. I don't want it. I just don't feel like beef today. And I know that's crazy to hear from me, especially since I've been eating beef and lamb, just red meat every single day the past 9 months. But something about those extremely fatty short ribs from last night has caused me today to feel like I don't want any beef. So I'm going to listen to my body, and I'm going to just eat what does sound appetizing to me. I think eggs are my only option. I am craving for something that is refreshing, something that is light, something that is not fatty. Doesn't necessarily have to be super lean, but just not overly fatty.
Hello? Do you not hear yourself? You are not a carnivore. This is why you are getting sick, having nausea, and even having meat aversion. This is why you're craving something light and fresh. Like, I don't know, these carnivores are just so out of touch. Sooner or later, this sort of, heavy meat, heavy saturated fat is going to catch up to them.
My poop this morning was straight liquid diarrhea.
Rocketing diarrhea.
Okay? It actually woke me up. It wasn't me waking up and then feeling the urge. I was woken up by the urge. It was that bad. So I literally had to jump out of bed at 7 a.m., run to the toilet. I didn't need to do anything. It just came out.
Oh no. Oh my god, don't poop. Oh no, you're on camera. Don't poop. Ah, brace! 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 Squeeze! 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 Squeeze!
Even the biggest advocates and followers of the carnivore diet have reintroduced things like rice or honey. I even made a video about how Frank Tufano has to take a wide range of supplements, drinks straight up glucose powder, and even eats baby food. Sv3rige even recently made a video where he eats the occasional banana. I mean, her body is literally screaming for carbs. And most of the cells in your body use glucose. Without it, your brain wouldn't be able to work well. And guess what? Glucose are foods that are rich in carbohydrates like bread, potatoes, and of course, fruit. Yeah, let's see. I wonder why she's craving something light and fresh, and why Frank Tufano's eating baby food, and why Sv3rige is finally reaching for some goddamn bananas. You are meant to eat glucose and fruit, not tons of saturated fat and meat. Like, this is just terrible for you. I mean, really, it's been a crazy past 2 years, but on that top 10 list comes low carb, keto, and carnivore diets.
As I said before, she looks pretty thin. It's hard to see because of all the clothes, but she looks quite malnourished in this video anyway. And it's no surprise, because if you eat so little and you basically only eat macronutrients because everything is totally cooked to death, of course you're going to be micronutrient deficient. That's needless to say, it has to happen. It's just malnutrition by definition, eating this way. There's so much wrong with this. Just look into what fasting actually is. It's just another word for starvation. There's nothing healthy about it. It's always going to cause hormonal problems. You're always going to lose muscle, even after 12, 14 hours already, contrary to all the lies that they will say about fasting and it being healthy. I made a video about it. I'll just link it if some of you haven't seen it yet. As I said in a video years ago, actually I will link that one also, I really don't like it that they use the word carnivore, because for one thing, it's not as if carnivores only eat animal foods anyway. That's a huge misconception. And you have to have some kind of eating disorder.
This before and after picture makes me sad, and it does worry me. I am very much aware that eating disorders are a complex issue. Yet, when it comes to diet trends and social media, this is a very problematic issue that is often danced around and swept under the rug. I find myself to be one of the rare few to have the balls to call this out. And I'm not the only one who sees these low-carb keto carnivore diet trends for what they really are. Whole Foods takes a back seat so you can hit your macros. They are obsessed with 0 carbs, and if you are hyperfixated on being high-fat, low-carb while giving little regard to any other aspects of your food or how those foods are making you feel, that is certainly a red flag. The second red flag is you aren't eating enough, and again, so you can hit your macros. This nutrient depletion can manifest in you feeling run down with less energy than before you started.
To me, this really looks like a starvation.
So she is coming in about 2,000 calories, but as you can see, there are 0 carbs. She's missing vitamin B1, folate, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, calcium, hardly any magnesium, manganese, potassium. And then, of course, her omega-3 to 6 ratio is completely off, along with a whopping 759 milligrams of cholesterol. An excessive amount of cholesterol can cause various problems such as heart disease, and it is recommended that you have no more than 300 milligrams a day. She is coming in at twice that amount. I am not a doctor or a nutritionist, nor am I diagnosing people, but as you can clearly see, this is a way of eating that is extremely restrictive and lacks vital nutrients, which I think is a valid cause for concern and critique. Again, I am one of those rare few people who are willing to call this type of thing out. And the reason why I do call this out is because there is an obvious pattern here. So many people come into veganism already with an eating disorder, use veganism as a trend, as a way to restrict themselves, and then when veganism no longer serves them, they hop onto the next trendy restrictive diet, which in many ways is much more restrictive than veganism ever was. Yet, oh my god, veganism's so terrible. I'm tired of people blaming veganism when the reality is that they should be blaming their own self-destructive habits. As much as I don't like agreeing with Sv3rige, I do agree with him to some extent. I do wish more people would just grow a pair and call this type of thing out more often. Influencers should be more honest and be more transparent. Not only are these fad diets unhealthy and restrictive, they are also extremely cruel and cause unnecessary suffering to the animals. Not only do the animals suffer unnecessarily, but so is Steak and Butter Gal, and most likely all her impressionable viewers as well. This is not okay. Instead of doing a butter and beef cleanse, how about a I'm not gonna do stupid shit to myself cleanse? Wouldn't that be revolutionary? Okay, thanks for watching. Happy holidays. Bye!